And now, his first time playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's your boy, Tom Brady.
Go long, Gronk.
Announcer jinxes. Here's Brady's pass. It's Gronkowski. Back again. Looking. Third option. End zone. Caught. Gronkowski again. Trying to find the end zone. And no. How about that? One last indignity. Ever been harder? Ever? Can't imagine. Gronk comes out of retirement.
Like, every time? You just gotta win every time you go? Every... Oh, we're rolling? Alright, Cameron, you know what to do.
I don't.
Your prediction for the very near future.
I feel like if I tell a lot of people this, it might come true. I want to look at the second camera, but it doesn't look at me. It's only looking at Ethan. I'm going to slide in here. I think there might be a Holocaust 2 in the next like 30, 40 years.
And what brought you to this this conclusion? 'Cause this is serious, I'd say.
I just see a lot of division and how quickly things can change, like in Germany. Like Anne Frank, she was like, hey, hanging out with my friends at school. And then they took me away. I think the biggest thing right now, you know what it is?
What?
Jews run everything. Everyone just knows, like, oh, Jews and the banks and the media. Those are the only two things I can think about right now. But, you know, that's the reason. It's the excuse.
Now, we'd like to clarify. Cameron knows a lot about the Jewish people because he himself is of the faith.
Yeah, we don't go like this. We just go like this.
Welcome back to That Was Mint, the mulletist podcast in the universe.
Mulletiest. Well, no, Theo Vaughn, he probably has
true.
the most mullet in a podcast.
Well, we kind of climb the ranks in
we're gonna catch up soon.
So we're trying for that as well. We got a very special guest on the show today. Our second, this inside joke that no one will get outside of the show, but Cameron's here. He's our second Cameron.
Thank you. I like to show you guys the first Cameron. You guys can't see him, but
can't see him
over there.
Yeah. He's that right there. And
it's a camera.
And also, I guess also cool about today's episode, as you'll notice by the format, we have 2 cameras now.
Woo!
3 if you count Cameron.
Mazel
2 that are built for filming. But we're trying out a new.
One of them sentient.
One of them is sentient, yes. But we're trying out a new format. So you can see Ethan and me over there. You can see our guest. In today's case, it's Cameron and that
Citizen
camera over there.
of Earth.
And Fitzroy is also in the guest seat. There's my hand, so you can tell. You can tell that we're like being filmed in the same general
he's not
space.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe. Where are you right now, Cameron?
Where do you mean? Where am I? Where?
Like,
where am I? What?
Mentally.
Mentally.
I feel like every time I walk outside, get that sunny DM in the 4th dimension. I can read people very well.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at today.
Do you think vitamin D has anything to do with ascending?
Yeah, it's kind of like if you want to be in a dark place, you're not going to have a lot of sun. It causes depression. So if you keep a good mindset and you have a lot of sun outside, like Australia, their winters are weird. They're usually pretty happy. Look at the statistics. I haven't.
You know what? I'll take that's the most legit argument I've ever heard.
Check.
Look at the statistics. I haven't.
How do you even argue against that?
You can't.
You can't.
Because I know, like, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I probably, yeah. Well, we got some, you prefaced today by saying you have a big list of topics.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to hear one. I want to hear one of them. Share with the class.
Okay. Well, there's some good ones in here, boys. I think I'll start with this.
Wait, can I say something before you get into it?
Yeah.
Can I take this mic off the stand? I feel restricted.
Oh,
I feel
you
like
can
I
hold
can
it like him.
yeah, do
hold the whole thing. Hey,
Yeah, just pick up the whole. Yeah, you can take it off. Do whatever you want.
I appreciate it.
Don't break it. Please don't. Don't do whatever you want with the mic.
I can give you Square Trade. $30 for 3 years, $10 a year. File out claim with Square Trade, and we'll give you a refund.
Okay. That sounds like a bargain.
Thank you. I used to work at Staples Tech
Yeah?
Department.
Yeah. What
Staples.
did you learn? What was one memory you'd take from your time at Staples?
I remember someone coming in with a computer. And they're like, "Bro, like my computer doesn't turn on," and I took it in. This guy opened it up. He's like, "Oh, there's a little golden flap right here. It was a little turned to the right. That's why it wasn't working." I only know how to sell computers. I don't know how to fix them. One more thing.
Okay.
When you take it in, and they're like, "I have a virus," and they're like, "Hey, we'll fix it for you." It's so dumb because you're gonna spend like $130 for that. You wipe it out, the virus. I just stick a USB in there, and it takes it to a server and it fixes it.
True.
Really?
Yeah. So, third party, don't go to Staples.
Don't go to Staples.
Moral of the story: don't go to Staples.
For anything, or just for that?
Only the clearance rack.
Only the clearance.
I
rack.
don't
It
really
always
like Staples.
changes. It's never like a set thing. It's like if it's just doing bad, you're gonna put it in there.
Got it.
Store by store basis.
Interesting.
You gotta hit up multiple Staples Center if you want to
Multiple
get what you want
Staples
from the
is-
discount rack.
Exactly.
I've gone to like 8 before I found the flashcards I needed.
The flashcards. That's a thing I don't regret not having to buy. Right? Is that right, Grammar?
Not having to buy.
I don't regret not having to buy flashcards anymore. Something that I never really needed during my my scholastic book fair days, and now I certainly don't need them for the stuff I'm doing right now.
You still use flashcards, right, Cameron?
No,
I'm just kidding.
I mean, just for school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Dang.
I don't really need it.
I always got those flashcards that were like on a ring of things. You know, it was like it was like almost not a binder, but it was just a big ring of note cards. And then the teachers would always go, "I want the note cards individual." And then I would be like, "But it's on a ring. Like, they're all here. I don't want to like paper clip them together."
I'm from the year 3000, man. Like, you just got
Year 3.
clip it in there.
Just clip it in, and then I have to rip out every note card one by one.
You're just like clip in the flash drive. It has like 6,000 note cards.
I know.
Save space.
I mean, the
And
future.
paper.
It's like the
And
world's
paper.
becoming more and more condensed, so people can't take it. They're like, "Where's my stuff?"
Do you feel like we're living in the future yet?
And no, I still feel like we're like medieval times.
Dude, I don't know. I used the tap thing at the grocery store, and then I got some AirPods. Man, I'm like, dude, we're living in like, this is Star Wars.
Oh, you mean like your card?
just the beep, like just tapping the card. I don't know. I just feel like I'm in Star Wars now.
Yeah, tell me why. Like, why Star Wars?
I don't know. It just feels like that's the future.
That's pretty scary.
That's spooky, man. My card doesn't do that yet. The tap thing.
Yeah.
You gotta like get a new one, right?
Yeah, it's all the new ones.
Updates one. Spooky. What were you gonna say one of your list topics?
Oh yes, one of the many. All right,
One of the many.
So recently, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the news. The good old government, good old USA.
Yep.
Uncle Sam himself has released the documents, boys.
For what?
He's released the documents for the UFOs.
Oh, sick.
Oh,
Yes. There was like a large dump recently of a lot of files and stuff. things that we already knew about if you were into UFOs, but are being
like Blink 182 type UFO, like those type of stuff,
like
or like
flying
documents.
saucers, like flying saucers, like diagrams, stuff like that, with accounts. All of it. Like like it's literally it's almost surreal just how like it's literally like what we thought it was.
So what are some takeaways? Like what do you like when you say what we thought? Like what's one thing that ended up being
like the saucer, the whole thing.
Just the idea.
Yeah,
of
the idea of a flying saucer. You know, you hear about it so much, and people kind of like, oh, flying saucers, like that's so stupid. But
you know, what I don't understand about flying saucers, if they're so intellectual to make those crafts go the way that they do, why did their cloaking become so like bad where we could see them?
They're
What's
letting
up with
us
that?
see them, Cameron. They're literally going to induct us into the Galactic Federation of Planets in like 10 years. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They came through the Stargates. They've slowly been revealing themselves.
Yeah, there's
time.
a movie about it, man, like 1998.
Which movie?
Stargate?
Stargate, yeah.
Stargate.
Does that have Sean Bean? No.
I couldn't
Kurt
tell you.
Russell. Kurt Russell's in Stargate.
Not a movie guy.
But the moral of the story, I thought, is I'm like, why are they doing this, right? Why are they releasing this finally? And it hit me. I was like, oh, like, what is it, 1 or 2 years ago, that whole Area 51 raid? I know the whole thing ended up being a bust.
Yes.
But for a while there, it was tense. It was like, dude,
it was extremely
people
tense.
Actually do this, it will be a big problem.
I was thinking, whoa, power of the people. Like, this is the first time people collectively came together with the power of the internet.
Yeah.
Just to storm something. It's like, you need to give the people what they want.
Then some people stormed another building back in January.
No, we're not talking about
What? I didn't hear about it.
Never mind.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that.
I'll tell you when you're
But
older.
the thing about it's like, I think they got scared. I think the government legit got scared and was like, all right, I think we need to, like, the jig's up. We need to tell people about this because people are going to get hurt.
Do you think they were on the brink of doing what they had to do? Like, they had to take him out if they went too far in. But there's so many people going. Where do you think that was on their mind?
I think
or were
it
they
was on
just
their
going to let them
mind.
go?
Well, a situation like that, too, is you never really know what's going to happen until it happens. And what happened could either be what happened, which was, nothing much, or it could be something terrible, like what if someone shoots off a rogue shot, hits someone, even one person dying at something like that. It's the U.S. government killing one of their own citizens. Like,
no,
it's not good. It's not good PR.
I don't know. I think they're obviously they're ready. It's still a military like base.
Yeah.
Like it's not like internet. Gathering or not, I think they're always going to be ready for a bunch of people running into any military base is going to be like that.
I'd imagine your audience wants to know, like, do you guys believe that there's other races out there of extraterrestrials?
Oh, I do.
I think maybe.
Is there like a perception difference where it's just like we aren't smart enough to even know what's going on?
Well, I think beings from another dimension. Because I think we have thought about like space travel a lot, and it seems far-fetched for people to like come from the physical universe to see us.
Yeah.
But,
have you seen Ant-Man?
Yeah.
I had a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, be careful, Cameron.
My dreams are powerful. Let me start you off with that. I felt like I had the power of like eagle eyes where I can zoom in very far. Like how, they're 200, 300 feet in the air. They can zoom. They see a rat. Whatever. They get it. I felt like I can pinpoint where I want to microscope my vision. So if it's like, right here, I can like open it up and I can see like these little flying things flying around. I'm like, that can be it. We just can't see them. They're flying around. I feel, bouncing back to Ant-Man,
Yeah.
I just feel like they're just so small. They're just somewhere else.
I thought about that the other day. I'm like, what if the aliens are just tiny, like cellular tiny?
Yeah.
Like, well, then we'd never make contact because they're super small.
Yeah, they need a big microphone.
What would they perceive us
old
as if they were small?
They just like
There's even no way to know how a small thing would perceive like
a big thing, like how an ant sees us right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just think we were just a
You could
giant.
try in a movie. But
I
like,
think when we do an action and it tends to be negative, like hurting someone, it's a bigger impact on them because it's like, oh, a colossal did it. Like, he must be a really bad guy.
Colossal did it. I hope they call us that.
The colossals. It's like, is it more Ant-Man or is it more Horton Hears a Who? That's the question I think this is coming to.
It's tough because I don't know either of those two. So I'm at a blank.
I tell you what, Horton Hears a Who is about this elephant, and my man's name is Horton, and he finds a flower, and it's got a big old city on, or not a flower, he finds a little speck of dust.
Time dilation, right?
Yeah. And
Time
he starts talking to him,
dilation,
and they're like, yo, how's it going? What the heck? You're an elephant? He's like, we don't even know what that is. We have no perception of what that could possibly be.
Were you a roller coaster? Like,
yeah.
play on your...
You gone? Like,
what does it mean?
That movie does a very good job of that barrier of like perception of like there could be something so small and it's just like this whole other world. It's just unaware completely.
Yeah. That's what getting more into like the actually like deep thing that Seuss was talking about.
Yeah.
Besides the level of person to man. Like,
you know what else he was talking about?
Well, what are you gonna say?
He wrote that book because he felt sorry about all the anti-Semitic stuff he did.
Yeah,
he was like he felt like he hadn't hurt them, and that was
time probably went really slow for them because they were suffering. So they're trying to live every single day while the elephants, whoever was the faction at the time, was like, all right, next day, that was easy. Let's go.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's probably really, really small things out there. I don't know. But how different is that from bacteria?
Well, what if bacteria
like
is cognizant? What if bacteria can like perceive and like
maybe it learns?
Think
like
interacts.
diseases adapt and like evolve. So
yeah, but what if it's living a life like it has the same perception as us, just like that virus?
it might.
It'll be different by how the virus changes it, but like
There could be so much complex thought that they're doing separately that we can't comprehend, where it's just like, oh, that's just a normal day for them, me being a bliblob.
yeah.
And doing a bliblob handshake.
Yep.
It's just me being next to you, making sure I'm safe.
Yeah. As we all know, blip blop handshakes
Yeah.
go a little something like
A little wet.
a little wet, a little unchoreographed.
Yeah, the little wetness, it seeps into the other like bliblobs. So they're like, oh, I'm a part of you now.
Hard.
We're very individualized these days. 'Cause
Interesting.
Maybe we're all different,
Maybe.
but the same at the same time.
Dang. You never know, man. You never know.
Nope.
Well,
So aliens, do they exist? Probably.
could
Maybe. I don't. Who's to
I
say?
like to think so. It makes the world a little more fun.
Yeah, we've talked about aliens
Yeah,
before.
just
On the,
take out the ozone layer, see what's really going on, see for a split second.
let's just take a look. I say we all just go up there,
Take a look.
Elon's gonna take us.
get on a big old ship. On the passenger, like the civilian man.
Yeah, in like what, like
Space
2 years
mission.
or whatever.
Good thing we have a religion. You know why?
Why is that?
Because if everyone has the same mental fortitude going into death as the people around you, the world that comes afterwards, you just might be inclined to be with those people. You feel it's right. So it's easier to connect. I feel like people of other religions back then, I don't even think they wanted people to convert because they already started off at a basis of something different, or they want something more connective.
Well, it definitely was more exclusive back in the day. I
Yeah,
feel like for religion.
this definitely isn't talking about like the Crusaders.
Yeah.
No, that's an extreme.
Yeah.
There is good in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
interesting.
I just thought of this. What if like aliens came here, right? And they're like ready to do battle and stuff, and they're like, wait, you humans, you don't believe in your God? Well, who's going to help you battle us? Like, where are you going to get your magic powers from? And we're like, well, what? It's like, yeah, you guys don't believe in God. You idiots. We all have them. And like all the different planets have their own gods. And they're just like living in harmony, just like doing their thing. And they're like, you idiots. They're like, what are you doing?
The other thing is, like, if we met with extraterrestrial beings, are they smarter than us? I feel like every time we imagine if aliens showed up, we always just imagine them as being these advanced 5th level intellect. Like wow. I mean, sure, they figured out like interspatial or interdimensional travel, but like, how do we know that they're not just as petty?
Maybe they're Paul.
Maybe they're Paul from the movie Paul.
You give the human statistics on like accuracy, HP, defense, intellect. You look at these interdimensional, interstellar aliens that come in, right? And so if you give them stats, if you concentrate on a certain 3 or 4 stats, it kind of accelerates a process of creativity. And so they might be smart enough to build a ship, but they do not understand empathy to the point of we do. So maybe they might not survive as long as us.
They might not have the teamwork to get it done. Like
they're
they could all be
just smart enough.
but they can't work together to do it.
Interesting.
It has to be just the right mix.
We got very lucky, but we don't know a lot about our past. So
how far are we gonna get though? Did we get lucky? What if we don't make it? What if we don't start an intergalactic empire?
We got that Space Force. I don't think it's just about satellites. That'd be cool if it isn't. Just satellite territory.
Well, I was watching something. Some guy was explaining it more in depth. That like, when you think of it just from like a purely like before any of the Space Force happened stuff, space. It was like actually really there's no security up there. And people can actually kind of like, as people are getting more access to space, like private companies and stuff, like you can do cyber warfare. You can like hack people's stuff, take out satellites, EMP blasts. Like you can do a lot of basically terrorist stuff in space that would be really detrimental. It's just no one's even thought about doing it yet. So we're just jumping the gun and just being like, all right, let's regulate this and get it like safe so that we're not, so that no one even gets a chance to do something like
How
this.
do you do that though? Like that just, there's too many people out there with different, I don't know, different mindsets.
I think they're hoping like, oh, in 20 years, if you had like a personal craft, you could get up into space, like a personal plane.
That sounds more dangerous than going to a foreign country.
Well, but like if someone could get up there and like bring a satellite down, that could like that's bigger than a nuke. That could devastate like a state, you know, like it dropping on the floor, like, cause you know, big meteor strikes can be devastating. Like if a space station like struck the earth, it would literally destroy so much. So they're like, we need to have security so that never even happens.
I feel like if individual were to go up there, take down a UFO of another country, then that country is imposed for that country, just not you. Why is it very nationalistic once we get to space? Or on the ground too. It could apply.
Oh. There's that is one. I don't know if anyone's answered that question. Why we group together? Why we have races and cultures, and some people don't like each other, some do. I don't know. It's, you know, it's strange.
I'm sorry. If you were wanting to attack the other country, maybe it's like, oh, your upbringing. That's the excuse. Why?
I feel like it all just got established just right at the start, just a really long time ago, and it's just held through tradition enough that a lot of things are just, you know, in place that maybe wouldn't be if they were established today. You know, certain groups, certain whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, well, we've always done this, and you know, that you saying no to that is an insult against me and everybody who's came before me. And people were just a lot more like, not simple-minded, but you know, back then it was just like, oh, you're gonna insult me? Okay, I'm gonna kill you now.
My dreams are intense, man. I recently had one where the giants came out of their cave because there's like this gate and a broken bridge. Crazy stuff. And most of them were very aggressive they never seen cars before.
They'd never seen cars.
I definitely been flipped in the car. But there was one or two of them out of the 50 that I saw that were very hostile. And was rather...
Cars the movie or like a car? Like
what do you mean?
Pixar movie or like just like a car?
What Pixar movie?
You said they'd never seen cars before.
They probably never seen a Pixar movie either.
Oh, man. Anyways.
That'd really piss them off. I'm wasting more time.
Anyway, so what are you saying? They came out?
They came out. They kept on messing with cars, hurting people. But there was one or two of them that were like, I don't know what's going on. You guys are weird, but most of you seem to be nice to me, rather not get hurt. That was a lot of fun.
Interesting.
There's a few chill ones out of the whole bunch.
Yeah. I think that goes for everyone.
Yeah.
I was in English class and people were like, this is in high school a couple decades ago.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day. I had a mullet.
We all had mullets back then. It was a different time, man.
He still has a mullet.
I still have a mullet. I've had one this whole time.
Yeah.
Look back in the episodes. You'll see.
She did a survey with people. Hey, are you born evil or are you born good? Definitions of those two words, very extreme. But I was the only kid in the class that was like, I think you're born evil, but like you just learn to be good because it makes you feel good because you haven't had those feelings yet. If you're a newborn, there's a piece of chocolate on the floor and there's two babies going at it. If that one baby picks it up, the other one's going to be pissed off. Like, that was my chocolate. But that's okay. Because they learn to...
Because you figure out later on, like, oh, well...
If we're both happy, it's better.
Yeah.
That does... Well, because children can be monstrous. If you think about it, toddlers and stuff, they don't have that part of their brain yet.
They don't get it.
That doesn't make them a psychopath.
And if they're not like taught eventually that, hey, that's not okay behavior, then
they're not part of the system yet.
They're not.
They don't get it.
They didn't get it yet.
Well, if a toddler had adult strength.
A toddler had adult strength?
Well, because they always hit you, but it's harmless.
Like
but if
animals.
they had adult strength, they'd be like psychopaths. They'd be like serial killers.
Yeah, but they're pretty small.
But if they weren't, I was that like if they had the full power, like it would be very dangerous.
Yeah, but if a guy my height, if an adult person who was the size of a baby came up and tried to attack me, but still had like the brain capacity of a baby, I could still take him out.
Well, yeah, you.
What do you mean me?
What about like a helpless old woman?
What?
What about a helpless old woman?
They're probably out of luck. That's why you gotta stick with the you gotta train your whole life.
All I'm saying is babies are psychopaths. Robert Ramirez Rodriguez level. I don't know what that guy's name was. Richard Rodriguez. Richard Ramirez.
Robert Rodriguez.
Robert
like
Rodriguez.
The director.
Like the director. Yes.
Stop pooping your pants. That's mean. People have to clean that up.
Shout out Christina Applegate.
Hey, quick shout out, Christina Applegate. What a show.
Let me give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate.
Woo!
Love you, girl. I don't know what you're in.
Yeah. I don't even know what she was in.
I don't even know what
she was in. She was in the Matt Foley Down by the River skit on SNL. She was the host that week. Did you know? I forget that very often.
Me too.
And I sometimes I don't rewatch it because old SNL is not as funny as you guys remember. I'll be honest. On that topic,
I think you get to better comedy.
I remember we were when we were in high school. We were like SNL's like it's like the Harvard of comedy, and in a lot of ways it kind of was. There's a lot of big time comedians that came out of it. Like there's certain eras, where it's like.
Ooh, did that Tim Dillon guy come out of Harvard? What's up with him?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy?
That guy. What a guy.
Wait, do you watch SNL?
No, I don't.
Neither do I, but I've seen a lot.
Actually, I don't watch it either.
But like there's certain like Andy Sam, I don't know how much you know about SNL, but Andy Samberg and Bill Hader and Fred Armisen and Kristen Wiig. There's big giant groups of huge comedians. Maybe that's who we were thinking of. But like now, it's kind of just nothing really.
Yeah, it's garbage.
And I think once you get older,
good thing you don't watch it.
Yeah, who watches it now? I don't.
Nobody really.
I bet no one else does.
I sometimes Google like when somebody I like hosts it, and I go, oh, did they like do anything interesting? You know, did they have any funny bits? Did they bring any like guest stars on? Sometimes if there's a musical performance, I'll be like, oh, maybe they released like a song that I like. Maybe they did it live. But as far as like keeping up with the episodes and certainly watching them live,
there's a story. You gotta keep up with them.
Well, like I don't know, people. I don't know.
No,
it's
skits.
Keep up with in terms of like, oh
Watching
boy, it's
out.
Saturday night. Like, time to turn on NBC and watch.
I love it.
Watch
SNL. Oh boy.
But that doesn't happen anymore because it's just not as good. And it hasn't been for like a decade, basically.
The new commercials are YouTube ads.
Yeah, that's true.
Get at it.
It'll all be dead soon, though. Network television, it'll be gone.
Once there was 2 ads on YouTube, Ethan, I was so upset.
It's gonna be
I was
more.
like, I gotta wait another 15 seconds to see my 30-minute video. I hate you guys.
Unbelievable.
Fix this.
Well, now they're mid too. There's like 4 mid ad rolls in some videos, and there's 2, and I'm like, dude, it's just like watching TV again.
And I still had to wait 30 seconds to skip.
Yep.
I'm not down.
Another like buy YouTube Platinum, and I'm like,
YouTube Platinum, is that what it's called?
no, it's called like YouTube
Premium.
Red Premium.
YouTube Red Premium, something. Do you remember when they named it YouTube? Never mind.
Wait, what?
When they named it YouTube Red,
Yeah.
and that was just a really unfortunate time of a bunch of people
Michael here.
Googling another website.
Red dude. Yeah.
That was a really bad.
What is it called? YouTube Premium now?
I think it's called YouTube Premium. That sounds right.
Red tube.
I can't believe they did that.
Ooh. Wait, you got anything?
Oh yeah, last thing. I was just gonna say, like you were saying, network television's dying. I agree. Like, there's all these ads during the Super Bowl for like CBS's streaming, whatever, like Paramount, I think it's called.
Oh, Paramount, yeah.
Well, it's like there's Paramount the company, but then there's like Paramount the streaming service.
Yeah.
And my initial reaction was like, dude, like we don't need a CBS Netflix, you know. But at the same time, I guess it's understandable because all like NBC's got Peacock now and CBS has Paramount now. And all these like big networks are saying this is our streaming service now. I guess it makes sense because they're seeing like, oh, sooner or later there's not going to be an NBC.
Yeah.
Aside from maybe if you watch like sports.
I think sooner or later there's not going to be a Netflix.
You
I
think?
think less people are watching Netflix. YouTube's the big giant now.
Everything passes, man.
I think so.
Dude, Facebook used to be the thing.
Yep.
Used to be the coolest thing to ever have. You were a cool kid if you had Facebook. Now you're a loser if you have Facebook.
Or like a
Follow me on Facebook.
Add me on Facebook, boys.
Cameron Sirkow. Have
You know,
a
if
cow
you're-
in the background.
If you're like, yeah, here's my Facebook to like anyone in like a regular like situation, I feel like they're like,
No, yeah. I've had people at college like say that, not in not when I'm meeting somebody. They're not like, bro, check out my Facebook.
find me on Facebook.
But like when it's people I'm working with like on a film set or whatever, and they're like, oh, do you have like Instagram or Facebook or something like that? Like it's not as weird because they're just asking it for like the intention of like, oh, I'll maybe message you once in a while if I want to work with you on something. But that never happened to me because no one wanted to work with me on anything. But it's okay.
I want to work with you.
I didn't want to work on them with my college people either, but I'll work on you with stuff. I don't know. Facebook, Netflix, who knows? Maybe we're just going to have like stream. There's just going to be like an app called like Entertain.
Entertain me.
And you just click it and all your shows are there. All your
Cameron Dance Party.
dance party.
Cameron Dance Party.
Whoa.
So Justin,
Yeah.
I have. There's a reason I brought Cameron here.
Okay. Was it for that?
No, well, part of it was the Cameron
Part
dance
of it was the
party.
Cameron
Cameron
dance.
Dance Party. No one joined me. No one
one's
joined me.
joined me.
What's up with that?
You rewind the video, join him at home.
Jonah,
30 bar
Start it
mitzvahs
over
in. I learned how to turn my hips.
Dang.
but
I still don't know. Yeah.
oh, I have you on the show because you need proof that aliens exist. I brought it.
You did.
Wait, I need proof that aliens exist?
You need proof.
Okay.
I brought proof. Cameron's the proof
Cameron's the proof because
he not like flying saucer, big gray, big-headed aliens. He's seen the interdimensional clockwork elves and I think this might be an interesting story.
Okay.
That you might need to hear. So these are these interdimensional aliens I was telling you about.
Okay.
Start off. Have you heard about the elves?
No.
The interdimensional elves.
Wait, you haven't heard about the elves?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the backstory of them.
But they're a common sight amongst sleep paralysis, lucid dreaming.
Your subconscious kind of creates how you're feeling, and it turns it into an elf.
People have, but there's also like lucid dreaming. People, in more in-depth experiences, you meet this thing, you talk to it. Very similar veins of like what they say these things are like. Usually they're pretty bad, like evil most of the time, and like kind of tricksters, and they like to mess with you and stuff.
Okay.
I have met them before.
Yeah.
I didn't converse with them, but I definitely seen them.
Where?
I was in the hospital.
Okay.
I wasn't going to die or anything, but
You were just okay.
I got into a sports injury, and it caused me to break 5 bones.
Ouch.
I twisted my ankle 360.
Oh, jeez, no.
Not 360. It's more like a 180 plus another 15.
Yeah.
Once I got to the hospital, they needed to put it back in place. So they kind of put me in this woo-woo wah-wah state
Right.
with this substance called ketamine.
Okay. I've heard of that.
It's a horse tranquilizer.
Yeah.
But they needed me to be so under. They had 5 people all thrusting at the same time to get my ankle back in place.
Aish.
But while this is happening, I'm somewhere else. So the coming up, you're like, oh, I can beat this. It's when people are like, I can beat the under thing. No, you can't. You think you can? You can't. So you're coming up, you're like, oh. And then it's like a hazy cloud in your head and your vision. And you're kind of in this like out of this world space. And things could be happening, but there's no connection to your brain. So it's like if you have neurons and they go, bzz, bzz, it's like it goes, bzz, and nothing happens. You can hallucinate on it. So I'd imagine myself, I felt like I was at temple. Very weird. I didn't know I'm at the hospital at this time.
Yeah.
Like, was it your temple? Like
Yes.
that you would go to?
I felt like I was standing somewhere where I was looking at temple. It was just like one of those doors that you can slide throughout the whole thing to make an extra room. I was looking at the corner. I can see elves just walking around. They didn't like walk around, but they kind of just like were floating. They were there, but they were very elf-like.
Like in between.
Say that again?
Were you like actually there? Were you in like some like in between space, like an ethereal space, like maybe like some Get Out type stuff? Like were you in the void and you saw temple like right there, and they're kind of in the void too, or you just were in temple?
Yes,
and they
it's
were in
temple
with
and
you?
void.
Okay.
So the void is still filtered onto it, where it seems a little magical. It just feels weird where I feel like I'm at a temple where there's like a connection to something else controlling me and my experience. I was able to have this recollection, told my brother, oh, I think I saw like gnomes on the walls at a temple. But me at 14 going into research now at 22, it's kind of like, it's kind of like a forced experience. Very weird.
Very strange.
And didn't your brother know a little bit more about this occurrence when you told him about it?
I don't think he did.
He didn't know anything about it? He was just like, that's weird.
He was like, yeah, that's weird. It was very weird for me. Looking into it later, it's like, oh, I had a experience that most people don't get to have.
Yeah.
Very religious too.
Interesting.
Yeah. Religion as in just the location, nothing more. It wasn't like, oh, you're going to a special place. It was just like, hey, we're here. Do your thing.
Was that like a comfort to you? You think you went there because it was like a comforting place, or you just random?
It's very comforting knowing that someone's there to take care of you.
Yeah. Well, if you are, I would think if you're exposed to like the ethereal realm, right? Like, oh, if your soul got ripped out of your body, you probably want to go to like a holy place, because I feel like demons and and dark creatures of the void wouldn't bother you there.
Is emotion still applicable there, where anxiety is still going to be a part of the demon realm, or is it kind of just like, man, this feels really good, even if you're in like a darker place?
I think it affects you. I think it might be like an aura of the place that like
you're not supposed to be there,
and you get there and you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, that it's very easy to get trapped into the white and the nice ethereal part where it's like, yeah, I can live my life like this. How could this be bad? It tracks you, man.
Now, Justin, do you believe in aliens now, an interdimensional being?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't help you at all to believe in that, but
hey, you know what, man? I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
I've never said that. I'm just saying. That sounds like a very strange experience.
Fun story.
No, it's a cool story. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll meditate on it.
Yeah.
I'll go home and, you know how I float.
Yeah. Yeah, he can just.
I could float.
I'm down.
You down?
Yeah.
You want to float too?
I want to float all the time, bro.
Okay.
I don't want to walk.
Have you seen the Gene Shinrikyo guys? That like it's like that Chinese
Blue
cult.
Gene Committee?
No, Gene Shinrikyo. It's like some giant Chinese cult, and they say they can levitate, but they literally jump while they're in crisscross applesauce and like bang their knees against the concrete. Looks very painful.
That's arthritis right there. I'm telling you.
But that's how you get to float. That's how you train.
You just jump like an idiot and destroy your kneecaps.
Bust your knees.
I think is it worth it though? Tough decision, man.
But if you can float, who needs knees?
Then what?
But why would I want to float when I could like just walk? Can I move while I'm floating, or am I just like sitting here like?
You can be like this. You can literally be going down the street.
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
Oof. You can be literally going in cartwheels. Like,
okay, so I can move while I'm floating.
Yeah, you can flip. You can.
That's cool. Sure, I could do that.
What happens if you just keep going up?
Yeah, that's
and
the thing.
Your brain can't like. I don't know. I don't
that's
get
one
it.
Dude, that freaks me out. That's one of those things that like actually gives me like
if everything just
going
turned
up,
upside down,
just flipped.
Have you ever watched Code Lyoko on Cartoon Network?
I saw all the ads for it back when I was a kid. I never watched it.
For sure. There's a thing where they had to go into the data world to fix the real world.
Matrix for kids.
Matrix for kids. And essentially, the
anime.
thing that happened was they had to go into that digital world because everyone in the real world, gravity switched, and everyone was getting messed up.
There's an episode like that?
Yeah, it was freaky. It usually isn't like that.
Yeah.
It's like, death everywhere. It's like, okay, let's figure this out.
It was usually a tame show.
Interesting.
Gave me cool dreams.
Yeah.
Not for that
Actually,
part, but
I think it gave me cool dreams too.
it's like a digital. I know I have superpowers type of dream.
I never did it. You look.
I'm just.
You look
tripped
bewildered.
Out. Are there like forms of media and stuff that's like dream fuel?
I bet.
Like there's
Probably.
certain things that give you like vivid dreams.
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy.
I think it depends. You could say a lot about David Lynch's movies. They don't give me dreams necessarily, but they freak me out and they get in my head.
They make me feel like it's a dream. Like when I look back, it's the same feeling as trying to remember a dream. I'm like, what's that movie about?
Dreams.
So Holocaust 2, right?
Listen, man, I'll be honest. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who would perpetrate Holocaust 2, though?
Angela Merkel.
I think
The Deutschman? The Deutschwoman?
Well, she's the president of Germany.
Yeah.
She's the only one who would.
She's the only one who would.
Or I guess maybe if some like rookie startup, Hitler came out.
Germany has to do it.
Well, yeah.
Well, why would Germany have to do it?
It wouldn't be a World War III without him.
Would she have armpit
Is
hair?
it World War III or Holocaust 2?
Well, they have to happen simultaneously.
Okay.
Because you couldn't have a Holocaust without a World War.
Sure.
So where did the Nazis go?
Where'd they go?
Yeah, after World War II. They say Argentina.
Brazil. And
Brazil.
Argentina. Actually,
I think
just
the
all
moon.
over South America.
The moon?
The moon. I
Those
think they got a
dang
base up there.
Moon Nazis.
So you know how Germany was like, hey, us versus our little country versus the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. The world.
Now
But they need their own planet.
They need their own planet. And they're going to be like, all right, let's go against the world again. But you gotta think the moon's still pretty small, so
It's pretty small. And
we could win again.
It's pretty hard to move around up there. I feel like work would just take a really long time.
Yeah.
Although it has been like
moon base would be.
it has been like 80 years. So
True.
That's
They
not
could
that
be
long ago.
breeding.
no, yeah, but it's
It
enough.
just happened. 6 million of my people.
Sorry.
Gone.
I'm sorry.
That's not funny.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that he says 6 million all the time.
It's 6 million.
He was
That's a
saying
lot.
it literally like 2 days ago. I was hanging out with him, and he just randomly was like 6 million.
It's not like there's hundreds of millions of Jews.
Mhm.
There's a couple. There's a couple.
A couple.
They almost did it.
They almost.
They got pretty.
They got dangerously close.
Yeah, I think closer
say
than
that.
anyone else has gotten with anyone else. Well, I don't know. Has anyone else?
I don't know.
Has there been a successful like genocide of an entire race?
I
This is pretty
bet.
dark.
Atlantis.
Who are those humanoid people with the big eyebrow bones?
Neanderthals?
Neanderthals. They're pretty much done, aren't they?
True. That could have happened.
Maybe.
They could have gotten holocausted.
They're like,
Them and the Denisovans.
you're wasting our food, bro.
The
Like,
Denisovans? What
The
did you say?
Denisovans.
Who are they?
That's the other guys.
Are
The
they named?
Denisovans were like the mountain Neanderthals that lived up in the Himalayas.
Ah,
Real big, furry, thick skin, big
big.
Yeti men.
Interesting.
you guys like playing video games?
Of course.
Yeah, dude.
Have you guys ever played Pokemon Leaf Green?
I played Pokemon Fire Red for
I
like
can't talk about it
2
now.
seconds.
I'm just kidding.
It's the same.
I just beat the game. I started. It was a 2-seater, so
Uh-huh.
I played it for 2 days,
Yeah.
14 hours.
Mm.
Have you ever thought, if I were to use my starter against every single Pokemon trainer in the game, what my level would be?
Yeah.
Got that answer for you.
Tell me.
It's in the back. No, I'm just kidding. It's in my head.
it's in your head.
My Blastoise, every single Pokemon trainer, use him, will be like around 81 to 84.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I did a similar thing when I was a kid. I played Pokemon Diamond a lot, and
Okay.
I basically just used my starter, and he ended up being like level 80 something.
Which
like
one?
By the end. In Diamond,
Yeah.
I used Infernape
For an age.
because he was cool and he was made of fire and he could
I
punch.
thought you were the Piplup type of guy.
I did use a Piplup a couple times. I don't know which one I like more. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I like Infernape for the nostalgia, but dude, Piplup.
If you want to go through
Piplup
Leaf
Penguin
Green,
first stage, better
It's a
first
penguin
stage
boy.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, but monkey.
But
Ye-
Monkey.
you don't need to catch any other Pokemon because there's legendary birds, and they're
Mhm.
level 50 when you caught them.
Yep.
So since I already have a really high starter, able to catch them really easily.
And you
Go to
used
the
the-
Elite Four.
Just wipe.
Wipe.
'em.
You
Just
used
wipe.
a Master Ball on Zapdos?
No, I
thought you
didn't.
said- I thought you said you did.
All you gotta do. No. I don't lie to people like that. This is Pokemon.
This
Okay.
is Pokemon.
You just get them at low HP. Don't even need to put them to sleep or anything.
Mm-mm.
40 Ultra Balls. That's it.
There you go.
40 doesn't work. Guess what? Your ratio is pretty good. Turn the game off. Turn it back on.
That's right. You save beforehand. Turn
Oh yeah.
that sucker
Oh, I know
off.
the save method.
Save maneuver.
and-
I don't know our demographic. Like 45,
Like 7
7.
to 7-year-olds and then 76-year-olds
Yeah.
exclusively.
Okay. What's your favorite video game? Doesn't have to be now. Just
yeah.
nostalgia.
I love Donkey Kong 64.
That's a
lot.
headache.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
headache. Have you played it?
I'd say like a good 4 minutes of it.
4 minutes of
It was a headache because you needed a separate pack to put in the N64 to run the graphics.
Right. Yeah, I had that whenever my parents bought it. Like they bought it like when I was born.
They bought a
basically.
separate attachment.
Well, I think they just bought the N64 and then it came with.
I was gonna call you
Rumble
a
pack.
wealthy individual.
I don't know, man. Listen,
Privileged.
I was a baby at the time. I didn't know what was going on.
Do you have older siblings?
No, I'm the oldest of a younger sibling.
How did you get an N64? You were like -4 when it came out.
Because it no
96, so
I-
-2.
I was born in 98, so it wasn't right when it
They
came
got
out.
it 2 years after it came out.
They bought it when it came out. They bought it when I was being born because
It was on sale. That's right.
Yeah, because they needed something to do around the house.
I'm not giving my kid a
hang out.
GameCube
No, I did get a GameCube for my birthday though.
Oh, okay.
And I got like Nicktoons Unite for it.
Mario Sunshine?
Way later in my life, but yes, eventually. I think a friend of mine let me borrow it.
They're not selling that thing anymore. Oh, I missed
No,
that.
no. March is last month.
Oh my!
There's a 3-pack for you guys.
Oh yeah, go get it.
Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. It's $60, so 20 a piece. I think plain Sunshine alone was pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
It teaches you to be acrobatic, but if you mess up, you always got your little winged
jetpack
boy.
I'll call it a jetpack for the people who don't know what it's about.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 recently because I bought it back in I bought it when it came out, and then I realized it was like gonna take all my attention, and then now I have like a big time frame where I have like nothing to do.
I've never played Red Dead Redemption, but I'm thinking, man, I like GTA so much. Like, the first game was San Andreas. But when you jump into GTA 4, you see a random, like, part of a box that's been graffitied out of nowhere. There's trash over here. It felt very realistic. And you can see things that you see in real life. But in Red Dead Redemption, do you feel like you're playing out of a history book? Or do you feel like, oh, this is what it used to be?
I think it's pretty authentic. I mean,
it feels pretty nice.
Obviously, I have no way of knowing that for sure, but nothing feels really like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
hacky.
There's nothing that's like no one's walking around and like draw a partner. Nothing feels inauthentic. Like it actually feels
that's
like
immersive. Appeal.
Yeah.
Right. It's immersive.
It's pretty immersive. I think there's videos everywhere about like
GTA 5 reminds me not to go 40 minutes to west. It's pretty scary out there.
MFKZ taught you that too.
Yeah, that's a movie with Vince Staples as the second main character, not the first. I don't even want to get into that movie. Just
we don't have to.
We don't have to.
We don't have
It's
to.
a little too much.
Yeah, it is
don't
a
watch
little much.
it. It's rated A.
It's
rated A for awesome.
For adult.
All it lets you know is that in the depths of the hood of Los Angeles, dangerous place.
Yeah.
You just don't walk down their street.
GTA tells you too. Don't.
GTA doesn't teach me that. They're walking. You just walk through those streets. You're like, oh, guess this isn't half bad. Unless you talk to them.
But is it because you're the dangerous one in Grand Theft Auto?
But
because you play as Michael, who's a man lost.
But you can also play as like a redneck.
Trevor?
Yeah.
Trevor.
Trevor's
like a psychopath. Like
right?
Yeah. No, you cut to Trevor and he's like cutting people up in his shack, and he's
I feel like you would be terrified. Yeah, I feel like
Trevor's
that's because you're the dangerous person that you feel safe in that game.
Okay.
But if you were an NPC, you'd feel like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to me?
What do you think is the best game for the bang for your buck? Like, it has the most stuff you can do. Not a game where there's quests and you need to do it, but you're just sitting there and you live inside it. What do you think? It's okay. We got 6 hours here.
I don't know how much time. I'm actually not sure how much. Oh, we got time.
So wait, it doesn't have quests?
Nah, it could have quests, but like you can just go off and you don't have an objective in your mind to beat the game today.
Skyrim, dude.
Skyrim.
100%. That game. I think I finished the main story quest like last year. Like Quarantine wasn't the first time I ever actually beat the campaign because I was literally just off doing side quests and adventuring and role playing.
I like that game a lot. 80 hours in. And what made me stop was I was about to get the achievement for getting married.
Yeah.
And she was at the pew or at the top, whatever. And I was like, can't do it. I haven't touched the game since. It's been like 8 years.
Dude, my wife left me in that game. I hung out with the vampire chick too much and she just disappeared. Never seen her since. It's sad. She's not in my house. She's not in her house.
You're probably hungry.
Just walking around somewhere. She got eaten by a dragon.
I have no idea. Maybe the NPC died?
I don't know.
Dog ate it? Ate her?
Maybe. I'd say for me, I'm a big fan of Breath of the Wild and Zelda, dude. I think that's
top 3 Zelda games.
That's
easily.
Other than maybe Donkey Kong. That's got to be top my favorite
That's
game.
number one for me.
For me, that's a game where it totally gets open world right, where it's like you can do what you were saying, like you can just go off, not really have an objective, just go explore and find things. And I think it's more appealing than, like, I tried Skyrim for a little bit. I could never quite get into it, and I think part of it is because so much of the landscape is really similar, and I need some kind of clear objective of like, this is where I'm going if I want to go get something done.
I want to get buff before I face Ganon, where you don't have to.
Yeah, so I think that game perfectly just like, I think that nails both. That you can just go straight through the story if you want, but you don't really want to because the world is just that.
Well, it has the regional delineation, which is really nice. Like, Eldon, and now I'm in Kakariko or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean by Skyrim.
Gerudo.
I understand it's not all the same, but when I played Skyrim on my whatever bad TV it was back then I played it on, I just could tell where I'd been initially, and maybe that's my TV's fault. But
there's vibes to where you go, but it's way more subtle. It's like way less like in your face. Like, this is the volcano place, and this is the
Remember on the Xbox or on the PS3, and you put on a CRT and you can't read the text?
Yep. So I think
do you think that's coming back?
Putting games on a CRT?
No, putting games on a 1080p screen when it's like a new 8K or 4K and you can't read the text?
Maybe. I don't know. I think 1080p is nice enough.
I remember playing Street Fighter and being like, bro, like, I can't play this game. This is impossible. I keep on rolling up the credits. Guess I'm a winner.
You can still fight.
Yeah, I'll fight my CRT, break my hand.
Break this, punch a hole through the TV.
Ow.
Dude, TV.
Used to be heavy, man.
Used to be big old things.
My lord.
Getting close to 200 pounds.
No, they're getting big again. I was carrying a TV the other day, and I was like, oh my god.
Well, there's the TVs we have.
They're putting in these things.
We got to deal with TVs at our job that are like big. I don't even know, like 78 something inches.
Yeah, but
just these huge.
I really want an HDR TV. I feel like those are cool. As more of a color dynamic range.
Cool. Dude, HDR. I'll say this is maybe off topic, but just because you said HDR,
everything's off topic.
Why not?
Just rolling with the punches, baby.
Rolling with them. But I've been buying like Blu-rays and 4K DVDs since like this past summer, because I was like, that'd be something kind of cool to like have like a big. And I bought a shelf and like I got all these. It's pretty big now, like actually.
Yeah.
But I've been buying like on the 4K discs they give you. There's this little like, not a sticker, but there's like a little piece of the poster that's dedicated to just saying like HDR compatible, and then it like explains what HDR
around
is.
The perimeter of the TV or something.
Yeah, but like on the disc that I buy for whatever it is, I buy it and there's this little thing and it just covers up like some of the artwork on the poster, and it's not a big deal, but I'm like,
look what you did, copying GameStop.
Look what you did. And I can't get rid of it either. Yeah. It's not like a sticker you can take off.
That's annoying.
It's just printed on the thing. So I'm like, how am I going to look at my cool custom art for Prisoner of Azkaban when there's a stupid HDR disclaimer?
I want to see my flying fish or whatever it was.
I got to see it.
Also, like in 5 years, it's going to be stupid and outdated.
No. And it just doesn't make... Why would you put it on put it on the back or something? Put it on the little plastic wrap on the outside, because I don't need a constant reminder of how HDR works. That'd be like That'd be like if you bought a video game and on every single one of the box arts it just said like compatible with the Wii remote, and then it explained to you how a Wii remote worked.
That's worse than buying one of those third-party boxes from GameStop with the cartoon characters.
With the weird anime dudes?
Yeah, like, and on the top it says the game name.
Those were horrible. That's
almost as bad as having the physical thing and you can't make it beautiful.
Dude, I hate it. That didn't happen to me recently, but I bought like Donkey Kong Country, one of the new Donkey Kong Countries, like at GameStop before all this pandemic stuff happened. Yeah. But they were like, we don't have the original box art. Here's just an empty Switch case. And I was like, this is stupid. It's just black and there's no art.
What am I going to lick the cartridge?
Yeah, what am I going to do?
And the art makes such a difference.
And I don't know what game I'm getting till I open up. Like, I know that the one blank Nintendo Switch case is Donkey Kong Country. I know that. But I'll forget that in
Yeah.
a year after I've not played it for a while, and it just looks weird on my shelf because it's like Switch game. You know,
Are you a docker or are you a handhelder?
Ooh,
I don't like looking at small screens all the time, so I way prefer looking at it on the big TV. So in that way, I'm a docker. But I think the wireless on the Switch, I'm a big docker guy.
Yeah, I'm a big docking fan.
Big fan of docking.
Big fan of docking here. We here at the That Was
think-
Mint podcast, we love docking.
0 to 100 makes it way better.
But I think the wireless on the Joy-Cons is like actually terrible, and maybe it's just my Switch. But like
How big are your hands?
They're defective.
Let me feel it. Okay, you got like an inch or two. Thumb's really small, but I feel it's perfect for fighting games. Having those little ones.
Those little one, yeah.
Well, I think it's like 50. It's only like half of all of the original Switch Joy-Cons are defective. It's
Mario
an
Party.
Insane number. Like everyone's are. Mine are.
So I think it has off days. Like some days it's fine.
Yeah.
But I've had too many experiences where I'm trying to play a game and like the drift, especially on like, when you're trying to move, it's just awful. And it makes games unplayable. And I'm like, I don't even.
Is there a dead zone?
Not really. It's just the dust gets in the drift of the
weird.
It
has like a little give.
Your controller stick is drifting, so you're like you're like going left basically, or your camera.
I had a
or your
wave bird
camera
like
will be
that.
spinning or something.
That made me upset.
So like that's my biggest problem, and it's really flimsy. It's just like the Switch itself, like putting it in its little port.
That's scary. Putting it in there is scary every time. You don't want to scratch it.
Yeah.
You're just.
So I put it in, but it just feels like I could blow on it and it would fall over. That said, they've got some great games on the Switch.
It's definitely my favorite console ever. It's so good.
They got some great stuff, but
they're behind on their times. That's how good it was.
Yeah,
it's like it should have came out earlier. What are you doing?
Yeah, they have great ideas.
Microsoft,
Sony.
Dude, why don't they just put the next system in like a Switch setup? Like, I'd love to have a PS4 that could just fucking.
I don't know.
Is there gonna be a division between game consoles? Like back in the day, there was arcades. They became home systems. And then it divided.
Yeah.
Do you think there's gonna be home consoles VR divide?
Yeah.
I think so. I think there's gonna be a lot more.
I think VR is going to overtake the home consoles, though. But home consoles is going to be a novelty.
It'll be like arcades. People still go to the arcade. People are still going to have all their vintage consoles. They'll still play. Yeah. It'll probably even become like more, like more popular in a sense, or not, or like more. I feel like it'll become more of like a commodity and stuff. Like you don't see arcade machines at people's houses, but you see arcades and they're in movies and TV and people will go to them.
Yeah,
it'll have a new life. I feel like console gaming will.
I think VR is still a few years away because there's VR now, but it's still pretty. A, it's expensive. B, it's not really user friendly from what I've understood because you got to like really do VR. You have to get this big setup, and it just it takes up a whole room of your house basically. And I think for that, like that part of it,
it needs to be seamless. You need to not feel anything.
Yeah, you need to just feel like, okay, now I'm in the game. VR's not there yet. I think it's close, but I think it's still got a few years down the road before. But I think probably when people are given the choice, they're probably going to be more attracted to VR just because it's newer and because, it's just the thing to...
I was so attracted when I used it just to pop up YouTube while I'm in VR with this $600 rig and just lay there, watch YouTube on my 110-inch screen. I'm like, I just saved money on a TV. This is great.
There you go.
I was watching a movie and it was like imagining the future a bit, and this dude was in a desk job, and the desk job was standing in this just disgusting room, but he puts on a VR helmet, and now he's in this penthouse office, oak floors, nice desk, forest out the window, like like this just beautiful
like your
office.
Ideal,
your ideal CEO of like the nicest company ever office, and it's just in VR, and I'm like, they would do that. That's so totally something corporations would do in the future.
That's pretty dystopian, man.
Yeah.
Do you think there's no basis around this? But since we look at computer screens all day and that VR headset, it's like that computer screen is really close to us. Does that rapidly degenerate our eyes compared to looking at a laptop?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
So it's like there's the trade-off. You want to live a nice life, but you're going to have to give up your eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're going to jack it in your brain. That's the solution. There's going to be the eyesight for years maybe, and then a bunch of people are going to get messed up. And
so let's jump into Neuralink since you're talking about it. So Elon Musk, in the beginning of Neuralink, he was talking about how data between how we talk to people is a little slow. So we text someone, takes time to text, send the text, they see the text, and then they interpret it.
Yeah.
Or when we're talking, I talk to you how I think I'm going to talk to you. You're going to read that all in.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be exactly how I'm thinking. Elon Musk just wants to make it instant. So there could be more complex thought in like scientific world, in your normal day-to-day life. It'll just be quicker.
Yeah.
I'm afraid when I'm working at a front desk and someone goes up and just stares at me, I'm like, I'm sorry, not Neuralink compatible. One other thing is I'm afraid when I'm getting older, I'm going to be called in to the principal's office for my kids and say, they're going to sit me down and say, Mr. Sirkow, your son, he's falling behind. He doesn't have a calculator in his brain. You're going to have to send him back 3 grades.
My God.
Due to his grades, not the Neuralink. But we recommend the Neuralink. That's scary.
That's pretty freaky.
Ever thought about that way?
Yeah, I've definitely had those thoughts.
The more I hear about that, the more I'm like, you know what? Let's just move out to the...
That's the end, man.
I
if
think
we put that in our heads, it's over.
I'm pro
Game
Neuralink with people with...
Not everyone.
Spinal injuries. They can walk again. If they have Alzheimer's. It's going to... Before I jump into my next thought, I was thinking how he was talking about save states. After you get the Neuralink, you can have regressed memories from the past and remember as if you were there in real life, having the senses, the touch, the sound. That's scary because people can maybe bring that up in the law. And
maybe you get kidnapped and tortured and they make you relive
forever.
Your worst moment.
And
they just hack your brain.
You can also erase memories. So that helps for PTSD. I can see that. I'm scared that we could be living in a past memory, just living up to the moment. And we're going to be kind of forced to do a Neuralink when we're getting really old. Our kids and grandchildren will come up and be like, you can live another 20 years. If you just put this in your brain.
And they're going to be all in. They're going to be like, come on, Grandma.
But it's not going to be our choice. He's going to be like, oh, he has Alzheimer's. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's very
we
scary,
have to
man.
make the decision for him. He's not in his right mind.
If we want to die biologically.
Imagine waking up from Alzheimer's, dude. Like you had it, and then they give you the Neuralink. You're just like, and you're just like back. And you're like, what the?
You feel like you're 20.
Or what if you come back, but you only have half of your stuff? You're not restored actually because those memories are just gone. They got erased.
They were bookmarked by your family members to have the best.
You take them from them. You can fill in your memories with their versions of events.
That's called Gen 2.
Dude, that's crazy.
No, I'm kidding. Man. That's not Gen 2.
Neuralink.
Scary stuff, man, isn't it?
Justin, what do you think about Neuralink?
Dude, I don't know. I don't think it should be required. There's
no.
Like, I agree with what you're saying. Like, if it's for specific cases, I think there's like reason.
Like a monkey playing video games?
Just like a monkey playing video games. Let's just boot that up.
It can't get into the realm of consumer products. It can't become something.
It can't be like, go buy the iPhone.
Yeah, or to have fun or this and that.
No, I won't. I think also, even if that did come out, we're gonna be. I mean, we'll probably be pretty old if that ever does become a thing, because like you mentioned, there's so much legality you have to like cover when it comes to that even if the tech is like ready to, how far is the tech along? Is that even a thing yet?
They just regarding Neuralink,
they
just did the monkey study where it's playing games.
Yeah,
Small things like that. I don't think they've done many human trials. So it's still in its infancy.
Yeah. But I think like even once it gets to be like this is a product, like this is like a thing you can actually go get.
I apologize. Monkeys playing video games through their mind.
Through their
there you go.
mind.
Yeah.
Not for real.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I think it'll take a long time to get to the point where you can actually manipulate the mind.
It's like Futurama and the monkey in the hat puts on the hat and he doesn't want to take it off because he doesn't want to feel dumb. But then he realizes he's not happy because he's too smart. Segue back into what Ethan was saying.
Wait, what was I saying?
You were saying, I feel like, then I don't remember.
What has to do with Neuralink?
Yeah. I literally don't remember.
I apologize for that. I appreciate your existence.
It's all good.
Well, wait, it was about...
I feel like I was saying legality, Neuralink, and then you said, I feel like even something... I'm not a help.
You have to understand the human mind in order to like manipulate it. Like say I wanted to share a thought with you. Cameron, I like hot dogs. You have to know where that thought comes from, and we don't know anything about the brain. Like if you actually think about psychology,
it was just a picture and an emotion.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 1,000 things going on right there.
We know where things happen. We don't know how they happen. We don't know how we don't even know why you dream. So I think it's gonna take some time to actually study ourselves and figure ourselves out.
Dreaming's cool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever
hear that?
What was that?
DMT. They found there's like a new study. They're finding that like small amounts of DMT get released every time you go into REM 3.
Ooh, every time you're sleeping.
From like all over your body though, all different glands and stuff to produce it. It's basically like a full body.
I think that helps with time dilation. Again, nothing behind this, but
yeah, no, we don't know anything about DMT.
Your dream could be like 30 minutes long in your dream, but you wake up, it's been 15. Doesn't make sense. But dreaming, have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
I have not had an out-of-body experience. I've had a lot of, like you were saying, maybe it gets off point, but time-dilated dreams. I've told you about this. Like
work naps.
I dream very rarely.
Before work naps, I mean.
But I dream like literally when I was in high school. I would dream literally once every like 3 or 4 months. Literally. And I would like when I did, it was this big sprawling like
saga.
Do you think there's a lead up towards that?
Maybe.
Why that happened? Maybe your diet, something you did that day.
I don't know. It was all when I was in high school because recently I've dreamed more frequently. Like it's less so like a big thing. Like I'll be like, oh, okay, I actually had a dream, but it's not as exciting. But I think in high school maybe it was something.
I hear if you don't dream, you're a clone.
Really? Yeah,
or you're an NPC.
NPC. Well,
have you seen have you ever met an NPC in real life?
Yeah.
I love NPCs in real life. Those guys.
Do you think
that
actually there are people that are NPCs that don't have souls? Like not actually on the path to enlightenment?
100%.
They're literally just like they're just people that are here to kind of just fill things out.
Hey, we're messing up in this area. Let's get Jimmy with the 2 strong legs over here.
Yeah.
Jimmy with the 2 strong legs?
Yeah, he needs to do work. He needs to work hard. Keep on walking.
Jimmy?
I'm looking at you, clone Jimmy.
Clone Jimmy with the 2 Oh, wait, what? Who's clone Jimmy with the 2 long legs?
People weren't doing the work like they needed to, so they needed to clone someone, have some strong legs, carry I don't know, construction worker, but he's a clone. He doesn't need to be like a CEO to be a clone.
Yeah, but so NPCs in real life, like I didn't meet a guy, but I was like driving and I'll see a guy like at the door of a store and he's literally like knocking like this and then the door opens and he just goes like walks in. I'm like, that guy's not a real
Jewish guy.
I don't. Well,
it might have been a Jewish guy.
It wasn't a Jewish. He was very like I guess you're either an NPC or you're a Jew.
Yeah.
I guess. But anyway, there's people like that where I'm like, that dude's not real. Like, how does that dude go home and like eat and sleep? Like, what's that guy?
Oh, you're like, where's the time when I'm not seeing him? He's not off screen doing anything.
No.
He's just sitting there.
And then like 5 minutes after that, I was driving down the road and there was this dude in like a full suit walking 3 dogs, and he had like an earpiece in, not an AirPod, like an old school like cell phone Bluetooth earpiece. And he had sunglasses on. He was just walking 3 dogs and talking.
Do you remember when the word Bluetooth, it turned into an umbrella term from the Bluetooth? So you're like, oh, it has Bluetooth. And you're like, what? That doesn't make sense. It's an earpiece.
Yeah.
That just
And then
reminded me of that.
Oh, I have Bluetooth speaker. You don't even put the.
Yeah. Now
has
it's
Bluetooth.
different. New definition.
It even went further to just Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Is that infrared thing? Like infra blue thing?
I think so. I'm not
I have
sure.
no clue.
I have no idea.
I'm not a doctor.
Read the statistics.
Read the statistics.
I didn't.
Did you know what's funny? Yeah, I think we did one conversation topic and then we just carried ourselves the rest of the episode.
I think
That's
it
what
worked.
I'm talking about.
We touched different things.
We touched a bunch of
No,
stuff.
that's a good episode when you don't have to rely
That's a
on your
good
notes. You can just talk.
I appreciate it. I love talking to you guys. I don't even think there's a camera right there. I feel like I'm just talking to Ethan and Justin.
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I keep forgetting we're on a podcast and I'm just chatting.
I'm glad that's the energy we've made. I think,
it's easier with the Elka
with the
face.
yeah,
and the wood.
and the
The wood.
We didn't tell. We're in the cabin in Wyoming again, guys.
we had to move back because of so we'll do a cold open at the beginning of this. Spoiler alert: we don't film the cold opens in chronological order. Basically, we predicted we jinxed rather that Tom Brady would win the Super Bowl because we made a joke about him being very old and not able to play football anymore.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because you just
where's
won.
the connection
It really
there?
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
We're idiots. That wasn't even a good joke.
You guys even play football? I don't play.
Hey,
Wait,
no,
we really make
I
fun
watched
of him
2
for being
games.
an old man, and then he just wins the Super Bowl. That's.
But we did it before the season started. Like literally,
Whoa!
we were like,
before the season started.
yeah, like early September. I was like, dude, the NFL season's gonna start soon. Let's make a joke about Tom Brady being an old
Like
man.
we thought he was just gonna face plant and like break his back first game, and he just goes all the way.
That dude's like what, 45?
So 44, 40. Yeah, that
Oh my
sounds
god!
right. He said he's gonna play till he's like 50 or
The
something.
man's scary. Have you seen his eyes?
He's
He's
got
just
You
looking
think
down
he
the
can,
pipe
like, give a lawsuit out if he gets like super injured? Not injured, but like super duper injured.
Dude,
I don't
his
think-
hands are probably worth like billions of dollars.
I don't think he can get injured because my thought is he's so next. Like if he got hurt, the NFL, like even for the Super Bowl, dude, the Super Bowl was Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. If either of those dudes got injured, the ratings are just destroyed. So you know those.
Oh, do you think that rules and regulation towards people getting hurt, they're just looking at those old quarterback dudes? They're kind of like run it. They're like, okay, we can keep this going.
I think they've definitely like made roughing the passer and all that stuff just so much more strict. Like even if you come near the quarterback now, it's like, nope, that's a flag.
You can't sack.
Well, you can sack, but if the quarterback is even like starting a pass and then you tackle him, even if you're a defensive dude running at full speed, about to tackle a guy, they're like, nope, that's roughing the pass. And
So it's hard to even charge them because you don't even know when they're gonna let it off.
It's just harder to do now that you're a defensive player. But like, I think, honestly, like they're probably a lot more strict because of people like Tom Brady. And he's not even that old, but Aaron Rodgers is he's getting up there. He's like 37 or something.
It's an old man sport now.
I think, I don't know. They probably just want to protect these older mascot type NFL players because they know they're going to make them $1 billion.
So, get on the topic of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Are you into watching LaMelo Ball? Coming from Chino Hills, which is 20 minutes from here.
Which team is he on again?
He's on the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay, he's on the Hornets. I know Lonzo was on the Lakers, but he's not anymore.
He's on the Milwaukee.
Oh, the Bucks?
Not the Bucks.
The
Pelicans.
The Pelicans. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't keep up with the NBA much anymore. I used to when I was in like junior high.
Good thing you're talking about the NBA. I'm gonna take a bathroom break.
Can you tell me how much time is on that camera? On the bottom right corner, it says like a. Okay, we'll make this the last topic. Right, NBA's last topic. Okay. But I've been trying to keep up with it a little more recently. I'd say
keep up watching a team.
Yeah. Who's your team?
I'm not watching a team. I just watched LaMelo Ball highlights.
Just watched LaMelo Ball.
That's it.
He's good, right?
Yeah, he's really good. I look at him as a young Kobe Bryant. Saw a YouTube video. They're like, oh, kind of had the same upbringing, kind of a wealthy already family.
Yeah.
Getting a couple people into the NBA.
Interesting.
LaMelo Ball, though, he started really short. He started at 5'9" at 15, playing against like 6'5" guys.
Yeah.
It seems that after his growth spurt, he still plays like a small guy in a huge person's body.
Interesting. That's got to be an interesting, like.
He's very skinny, and he's used to weaving around people for that layup.
Yeah. And now he's got like the body to kind of back it up and do that. Interesting. I don't know, man. I think they're. I don't know much about
the NBA either, but LaMelo Ball is just fun to watch.
LaMelo Ball's a fun guy.
He kills 2 hours of my day watching videos.
Watching videos of him. Thoughts on LeBron?
LeBron?
Love him or hate him?
I guess I love him.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn in between because I don't like watching LeBron. I think he should be doing more. I think he should be puking after each session before he gets on the bench. I think he's been playing for so long that he's just taking it easy, man.
Yeah.
For a big team called the Lakers.
Yeah, I know.
And he shouldn't be.
He's not even the best Laker at this point.
No.
Because Anthony Davis is on the team.
So. F LeBron.
Love him as an athlete. Great athlete. Can't deny it.
Terrible food franchise owner. Blaze Pizza.
He owns Blaze?
Yeah, it's a LeBron thing.
You couldn't pay me to eat at Blaze. Dude, that's why I hate Blaze, because LeBron owns it. I literally hate Blaze so much I didn't even know he owned it.
I've been to Blaze once.
You could not pay me to eat there. My friend would be like, come to Blaze, I'll give you free pizza. And I was like, no, it's disgusting. I will not eat there.
You pay me and I leave.
You pay me, I'm still not coming. You could literally be like, I'll give you $5 and a free pizza. And I'd be like, pass, man.
Is it the worst pizza you've had?
What?
Is it the worst pizza you've had? Like
no.
Like nationally sold pizza.
That award, nationally sold?
Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like at a restaurant that you could get pizza at.
No, that would be a place called Warehouse Pizza in Laverne. This is going to piss a lot of people off because a lot of people hold that place very dear. Absolute garbage. Yeah. The sauce was watery. Cheese slid right off. Greasy. The crust wasn't cooked right. Terrible pizza, my friend.
There's a stone oven.
But it's a small town pizza place that's local. And the service was awful. Jeez.
Service was bad? That's the worst.
No buenos.
Pizza, man.
Best pizza?
When will they learn?
The Upper Crust in Bishop, California.
I never got to say my favorite video game.
What's your favorite video game?
My favorite video game is Kingdom Hearts.
Same, bro. Let's go.
Yes. Okay.
Favorite video game of all time.
So
Kingdom
since we have all this time left, let me go over the story. No, I'm kidding.
Next time. Maybe.
Next time.
You want to do a quick recommendation from each of us? A film and an album?
Real quick. Because we got 4 minutes.
All right, boy. So what I have is Possessor. It's by David Cronenberg's son. It's just I think I've told both of you about it. It's basically just Hitman meets The Matrix. Amazing gore, like phenomenal gore. Like it looks real. It looks like some stuff off Live Leak.
Yeah.
Except it's in like 4K movie, HD movie cinema filmed. So it's quite unnerving. And then the album I recommend is Toxicity by System of a Down.
Really?
From 2001.
What are we? Was that 2006?
2001.
Oh my god. That's why I'm not a fan.
All right. And, classic. So
it is.
That's me.
I'm going to recommend a very good movie that I like, and it is called... I'm just looking at movies I watched last year. Have I recommended Sound of Metal? Sound of Metal. Great movie. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
And it's...
Prime. I'm putting that in my notes.
It's about a heavy metal drummer who is played by Riz Ahmed, who I don't know if you know that guy. He was in Rogue One from Star Wars.
Okay.
But he's a heavy metal drummer, and he basically goes deaf. And he's trying
I've heard of that.
He's trying to cope with it. And it's got some really cool sound design. It's one of the only movies I would say it sounds better on headphones. like rather than
That's to the feel movie. He's like
Eraserhead.
Feeling.
Eraserhead's better on headphones. I watched it on headphones.
Yeah,
so I'd say
I did that on headphones as well.
But and then album, I don't know, man. I've been listening a lot to. What have I been listening to? Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Song Machine Season 1 Strange Times by the Gorillaz.
Oh,
is that new?
Is that new?
Yeah, it's their new album.
I haven't listened to Gorillaz
Pretty
in a while.
dang good.
Man, I was like, hey, going into the Gorillaz being like, oh, there's a new album coming out. And then like 4 years passed and
then nothing.
They just dropped it.
Yeah.
Season 1 Strange Times.
It's a pretty, I haven't listened to all of it quite yet, but it's got some pretty great stuff on it.
All right.
Okay. That's my stuff. Cameron?
Movie? You have a film?
Yeah. So the film I'm gonna recommend is Guess Who's Back.
Oh, Guess Who's Back?
We haven't watched The Brazil Boys.
The Brazil Boys, yeah, that's another one.
That's another one. But Guess Who's Back is Hitler came to the future and everyone thinks it's a fake Hitler. So they're like, oh, take a picture. Yeah. When he slowly gets through the media, people like him, and he's trying to rule the world again. It's a fun watch. It's in German.
Yeah.
So, guys, sit down, pay attention, because you're going to miss some stuff.
And then Brazil Boys.
Brazil Boys. You can talk about that. You read the info.
There's this Nazi doctor in Brazil who clones Hitler 95 times and tries to raise another Hitler.
Oh, jeez.
That's
spooks. All right. Well, we have literally like a minute left on that camera, so we got to say goodbye. Thank you for watching the podcast. Cameron, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for coming on, Cameron.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful.
Let us, like you guys.
Hey, thanks for being on. Let us know in the comments if you like the new 2-camera setup and
Let us know if you like Cameron.
If you like Cameron.
Yeah. Do you like my shirt? It's a corgi and a T-Rex fighting each other in Japanese. They're like, oh yeah,
oh yeah. All right. Well, see ya.
It's been real.
It's been real.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.